we're getting everything together now behind this video wall, and apparently this stage is gonna turn around, revealing us, and then we're gonna play. I don't know exactly how that's gonna work, but it's apparently about to happen.
Check.
This is pretty much as big of a room as I could possibly imagine. I feel like I'm like navigating the inside of the Death Star or something.
We're celebrating 25 years in the miseducation of Laurel Hill.
So we just landed in New Orleans, where we are playing at a Essence Festival in the Caesars Superdome, which is an 80,000 capacity arena. Holy shit. The other week we were in the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, but this is gonna be like several orders of magnitude above that, so I am excited. Holy shit. This is a Superdome. The first striking thing about a situation like this is just the sheer scale and complexity of this operation. This takes hundreds of people to pull off. Crews rigging trusses and putting up light walls and dealing with all kinds of crazy state-of-the-art equipment.
We are clear, we just got a bunch of stuff we're trying to snag on.
These guys are the true unsung heroes of this whole operation, and truthfully I hope that all these guys are getting paid like twice as much as me, because they work twice as hard and they're here way longer, and they don't even get to stand on stage and be the rock stars.
Guitar is loudest and I can't really hear the distinct keys.
So Dave, Matthias needs more of my key bass.
Sound checks tend to take a really long time because we're a really big band. But it's honestly more essential than it is on any other gig. I'm so dependent on my in-ear mix. Like if I take my ears out and I just listen to the room, I just hear this loud, incomprehensible mush of sound because just of the acoustics of this dome. Holy shit.
You always gotta put your moisturizer on the rider.
It's the key to a great show.
Can I walk all of you guys to the stage? So like near the stage,
All right, just lay out the Benji and then start the band intro.
It's funny how money changes situation. Miscommunication lead to complication. My emancipation up at your equation. I was on the humble, you on every station. Come on.
One of the common questions I get is, what is it like to play in rooms like this in front of crowds of this size? What is it like to play in front of a huge crowd? There's a few obvious technical aspects to it, like being on in-ears and the band being really spread out from each other and the crowd being this like anonymous mass of people. But there's also this emotional component to it that is far more interesting. I think to a lot of musicians, a sea of people-sized crowd is this kind of iconic visual representation of success or making it. And at my first show like this, which was in Las Vegas around a year and a half ago, I definitely felt like the emotional gravity of that as I looked out at the crowd, because it was a view that I quite honestly never expected to see.
On and out the door of my world. It is in Zion. It is in Zion.
I think that as musicians, we receive and internalize this opinion from society that what we do is not really like a legitimate line of work or a serious thing to be doing. And so if after grinding in music scenes and bands for however many years, you finally find yourself in a position like this, there can be this weird feeling of like, finally, I'm a valid person, which is a weird and complicated thing to like psychologically manage within yourself. Because having your sense of self-worth tied to how many people you're playing in front of or how many people on social media are impressed by the thing you're doing is not a healthy thing.
No matter how often we grow, you always seem to let me know it ain't working, it ain't working, it ain't working, it ain't working.
It also doesn't necessarily represent like making it in the way that people might imagine it to. I'm not saying it's not an accomplishment. I feel like it is, but I'm very aware that I'm a passenger on this ride. Only slightly less of a spectator than the people in the crowd in some ways. I can feel the crowd's energy for sure. I can hear the massive sea of applause and I can hear the crowd singing along. And it really is quite a thing to behold, but I am very aware that they're not cheering for me. It's not my crowd. I'm just an independent contractor being hired to play in this band. I'm not getting rich off of this by any means. The artist I play for, her career has been going long before I've been involved and will keep going long after I have nothing to do with it anymore. So what it's like to play a huge show and to have the crowd be your crowd and to have an audience of thousands singing your lyrics, that I can't exactly answer. And I'd have to imagine that that's a whole other level of elation and also mindfuck.
3 weeks you've been looking for your friend. Why you let hit it? Never called you again. Remember when he told you he was about to Benjamins? You act like you ain't hand picked up a little trend.
I do feel like I have a front row seat to an incredible cultural phenomenon. It wasn't that long ago that people only consumed the art and culture of their local area. And now we live in this world where an artist or a piece of art can be appreciated by an infinite amount of people. But yeah, it's absolutely wild to be involved in art that is being appreciated on a mass scale.
Girls, you know you better watch out.
I'm practically alone in this Superdome. It's actually quite peaceful.